Hello, collective. Welcome to Tarot with Candy. I'm Candy Kelly. And I like to say welcome to all my new subscribers. I did check and I saw that I actually picked up quite a few. So welcome in. And if it's your first time here, welcome, welcome as well. Listen, I'm going to sit down here and do a tarot read. I'm just trying to read the energy. Please take what resonates and leave the rest. I like to call on my appropriate protection, so I like to call on the Most High for permission to do this. And I like to call on Archangel Michael for protection as sorry about that, as we tarot through, okay? Let me tighten up my camera here, my phone, my stance here, and put that back on what we need to focus on, and that's these cards and the message, okay? All right, so I'm going to go in with the tarot deck here. This is, the name of this deck is actually, let's see here, the Grand Lux Tarot, okay? So that's the deck we'll be reading from today, okay? And let's just see what the energy is all about. I'm premature on this, guys. Ooh, the tower flipped out. Ooh, somebody is going through it. Somebody is upset. Somebody is having a tantrum. Somebody is thinking of a devilish plan. Something totally did not work out. This person may have put their all into this situation for this tower to flip out like that. Let me just go ahead and clear the energy just a little bit, guys, okay? It is a little suffocating. This is the reason why I wanted to come up in tarot. And so for that tower to come out, you know, I was already feeling the negativity, if you will. So whenever it's like that, I do like to come up and try and do a read and just see what needs to come out, okay? So with this tower here, this is upheaval. Somebody's life is not going as they imagined. This could be reparations for things that they've done themselves. They could have created their own tower. This could be a meltdown. This could be a tantrum. All of the above, right? So let's go ahead and pull some more cards and try to see what is going on with this tower. Because right now we have an active tower out here. Hold on, guys. Let me try to make this tight. I don't know why this keeps sliding like that. It keeps sliding down. Okay. That should be tight enough. Go like this. Yeah. Okay. We're on it. Okay, so let's get some of these things out of the way. Have my sage to clear the area. Okay, so there's a tower. On the bottom of the deck, there's a moon. Somebody's trying to hide this fact that they are going through a rough patch right now, that things are falling apart in their lives. They could have just be trying to hide what they've done. It could also be lunacy here. You know, someone is unstable. They're not thinking clearly with the moon card representing all of that energy as of right now. It has something to do with a happy home. So somebody's having a tower because somebody else has a happy home, a celebration, or some type of wedding, okay? There's some type of celebration here, milestones, more than likely a wedding, right? Yeah. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. They're taking a loss, or they could also be doing petty things with this Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, okay? They're not paying attention to detail, okay? They're not getting down to the brass tacks, okay? They're not putting in the work, okay? And like I said before, this tower could be reparations for what they've done to themselves, okay? They could have created this. And with the Eight of Pentacles showing up, and this type of rage or meltdown, this person's doing petty things, okay? They did not do the work, all right, for whatever reason, all right? So what is the problem here? What is in the obstacle position for this tower event? What's going on, Spirit? It's a King of Wands here. Someone is having a meltdown over King of Wands, okay? This person may be looking to move forward. There's a Seven of Cups in the reverse. So somebody tried to create some type of illusion around this person or about this person, but it's in the reverse, so it did not work. Also, since it is a Seven of Cups, they could actively be trying to create some type of illusion here, okay? Gaslight somebody. Yeah, they're doing petty things. The Eight of Pentacles is back again. So they're trying to create an illusion by doing petty things. They're not paying attention to detail. They're not on their higher call or doing their higher good, okay? With the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse and the Seven of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, Something here is being made fair, though, with the Six of Pentacles, okay? They're mad about that because this King of Wands is making something fair for someone here, and this person is upset about that. And there's Eight of Wands, so there is some good information moving fast. There's some momentum. There's some actions that's taking place, and it's paying off. Seems like for a King of Wands, because he's the only one we have out here. We have yet to see who else will come out. Okay, so it could be about this King of Wands. He could be the one that's taking the actions, the correct actions, and creating a happy home or some type of happy union with the Four of Wands that we've seen. Maybe even a wedding. Yeah, it's fruitful. It's about this money here with the Ten of Pentacles. This is generational wealth. This is a good business going well. It's a lot of things going on in this card right here. So down in the subconscious, this is what someone's thinking about this money. Okay, but they're thinking about the gain, the wealth, the come up, the good business, the success, the fruit, everything coming in, everything that can represent. Okay, that's down in someone's subconscious here. What happened in the recent past to get to this tower or where we're at? What's going on? Yeah, it was a painful ending. Somebody got stabbed in the back. Somebody betrayed you or got betrayed. Okay. It was a painful ending, right? That's why this person's in a tower now, because of whatever happened back then. Yeah, because somebody may have proposed, or because somebody has a come up. Somebody cut this person off so that they can gain, so that they can move forward and be happy. Yeah, it's the Three of Swords in the reverse. This person is brokenhearted, okay? Or they probably wanted you to be brokenhearted with the Seven of Cups. They tried to create an illusion. It failed. They were left brokenhearted and a painful ending. There's a King of Pentacles energy here as well. So we have a king that's good with money. Okay, this could be the other part of the King of Wands as well. Just another aspect, because down in the subconscious, it is a Ten of Pentacles. So you're looking at a divine masculine who's good with money. He's good with managing people. He's pretty practical, makes good decisions and moves. Okay, you don't take a lot of losses. You know, he's the type that takes his time and he would study or evaluate a situation before making a move. This is Earth Pentacles. It's slow. It's hard to move up Earth. But once this person is on a course, you cannot turn them back. They're very hard to sway or fool or trick or persuade or bribe. You can't do that with the King of Pentacles. And this energy is all over it. Something ended with the King of Pentacles in the recent past. Okay? Somebody could have got stabbed in the back, or this King of Pentacles, Divine Masculine, could have got stabbed in the back by someone here. All right, but right now he's in this King of Wands energy. So he's very motivated right now. He's very inspired, even dreamy-like. He's ready to be artistic, let his artistic side shine, right? Because we already know he's practical and he's good with money. He doesn't really use this side of him that much, but we all have sides to us, right? We're not one-dimensional characters, even though some people like to see us that way, right? But we know we're not one-dimensional characters, okay? So when I speak about a divine masculine in this read, and I mentioned that it's King of Wands and King of Pentacles, it's just saying there's a different part to the same person, okay? And right now, he's in this energy, right? He's inspired. You know, he wants to create. You know, he wants to design. You know, wants to bedazzle. You know, this is the King of Wands and all his glory, right? And we all have that certain aspect of us at different times in our life where we find ourselves, right? But that's where he is right now. And somebody's having a freaking meltdown in a tower because of it, all right? And it has something to do with this money as well. Deep down in the subconscious, somebody, all they can focus about is this money. Either they want it, they're not getting it, or it could just be the King of Pentacles himself thinking about, you know, what his investment, what his gain is, or where he wants to see himself, especially if he's proposing marriage. But there is some type of celebration here with the Four of Wands, okay? All right, as an action or an intention, what do we have here, Spirit? Oh, yeah, love. An Ace of Cups. So, yeah, this person is in love. That's the action or intention. That's why we saw the Four of Wands. This could actually be speaking of a wedding, some type of proposal, some type of celebration. There's a lot of love here. You can't get more love than the Ace of Cups. So it's a new beginning in love. It's a new blessing from spirit and love. It could be an actual relationship or just something you like to do. Like I said, right now, this divine masculine is expired. He's in his King of Wands energy. This could be a love or something he wants to do. Travel, write a book, take a vacation, trip around the world. Who knows, right? But it looks as if it's in some type of relationship because we did see the Four of Wands. So we know it's someone else involved with him. Okay, whether it's family or a partner or, even colleagues, but there's definitely someone else. So I'm not going to steer you way too far because I really believe has to do with a relationship. But let's keep going and find out. Okay, so we know there's a lot of love in this situation here. What's in the near future, Spirit? And thank you. What's in the near future for this King of Wands, Divine Masculine? Oh, we have a Knight of Pentacles. This is the wedding proposal. This is a knight. Knights are action cards. So the energy that this King of Wands is in, he's in love. He's inspired. He wants to make a long-term commitment. This is a Knight of Pentacles. This is the marriage proposal. This is the long-term contract. This is the long-term planning. And this is what's going to happen in the near future. Because as an action, we have an Ace of Love. We know he's in love. We know there's a lot of love here. The next step is to make it official. The next step is to make plans for long-term to keep his love in check, to protect what he has here. Somebody's having a whole meltdown because remember, the Tower was the first card out because of what he's doing, because of where he's moving. Isn't that something? But let's get all the cards out and let's try to see what the story is. What else is going on? Whose lens is this person? What is the lens they're looking through? Spirit. Yeah, this person will be stuck. They are well, not really physically, but intellectually, mentally, they're stuck. Or they want you to be stuck. Or they want Divine Masculine to be stuck. Or someone in the collective, whoever am I speaking to. You know better than I do. Okay? This person cannot move on. They refuse to move on, actually, because there's no guard out there keeping them stuck. You know what I'm saying? But in the mind, they don't want to let go of something. They want to stay fixated, or they want to pose themselves right in the middle of something that has a lot of momentum, a lot of good, a lot of advantage, a lot of forward movement, a lot of gain, okay? They want someone to either be stuck or they want to stick themselves right in the middle of it with this Ace of Swords. With this Eight of Swords here, okay? And they don't want to see it. They're in denial, or they want to deny it, or they don't want someone to see it. But come on, let's get the cards out. What's in the environment, Spirit, so we all can see? Oh, a Page of Swords. So there's some type of information, if not a child or a young person, there's some type of new information in the environment about all of this that's going on right now. Okay? The Page of Swords is in the environment. Remember that. What's in the hopes and fears? Well, hopes and fears came out as a King of Swords, someone who's lost, and there's judgment here. So this could represent Archangel Michael, right? So you have a Divine Masculine here who's very intelligent. Like I said, this person is so intelligent that they do not discount their own intuition, okay? And it's about someone here who's failed with the Five of Swords. In the reverse, this person was trying to do whatever they could to win, but they failed because it's in the reverse. They're lackluster. It's a Star in the reverse, okay? They don't have what it takes to shine. They don't have what it takes to soar, okay? They're in the blind. They're in the darkness, just like this Eight of Swords with these blinders on. They might as well be in the darkness. They don't want to see, and they don't want someone to see. But behind that is judgment. So, again, this person may be in a tower, but it's by their own actions. When judgment shows up, somebody here has to atone for the things they've done. At some point in our life, different stages of our life, we all have to accept this, right? Because it's the right thing to do. You know, you say to yourself, yeah, I did mess up. I made a bad decision. I need to rethink my plans. I need to get my life together. You know, most of us will do this kind of insight, right? Okay, but this person refused to see it. They want to stay stuck. Okay? But there's new information out here about a divine masculine looking at someone who's a failure. With the Five of Swords in the reverse, this person does not shine. They're not the star energy. And there's judgment here for what they've done. Okay? Okay? That's all in the hopes and fears right there. Okay. Now, what is the outcome? Can we get one for the outcome, Spirit? And thank you. What is this? What is the... These cards are reading themselves, guys. The Wheel of Fortune. So somebody here has plans that's working out. They have luck on their side. It could be divine timing, divine energy. With the Wheel of Fortune, things are really going your way. There's some truth behind that with the Ace of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So there's some kind of truth to this whole reading because all these cards is about this one, basically. Okay? So the truth is out here. We know in the environment there's a Page of Swords. So there is some new information that came out. And everybody knows it. Could have something to do with the Queen of Wands, divine feminine energy here. She is the match to the King of Wands. I told you it was a partnership. Okay, this is a very warm individual, very kind, very, you could say eccentric, but she is definitely, she is walking to the beat of her own drum, basically, okay? That's a Queen of Wands, okay? She's not following the crowd. She's different. She stands out. She could be a good dresser, definitely good looking, because usually that's the Queen of Wands. And a lot of times she'll get a bad rep. People will judge her by the way she looks. But she has a very kind heart, very loving, very warm, okay? But a lot of times, since you're so good looking, people will judge you on that. But the Chariot energy is here. So somebody here has control and they're moving forward. And somebody's sad. They're going to take a loss because of it. Okay? This could be the person who's in this Tower energy. Right? They're sad. But again, it's the actions that they've taken. There's some type of truth that's coming out about all that. Okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to clarify with the Gilded Revere Lenormand. Let's clarify with this, okay? See what else we can glean from this reading. So we know there's an energy of someone here who's having a tower, okay? It is over a couple. Whatever actions they tried to take in the past with the Ten of Swords, something ended painfully. They were trying to create an illusion. They were doing petty things. I don't know what they thought were going to happen, but it didn't, because it ended in a painful ending with the Ten of Swords, okay? That led to some type of tower. But you have a divine masculine here, King of Wands. Divine feminine showed up, Queen of Wands. That would be the match, so we know that's the couple, okay? Somebody's having a tower over that, but these people are in love, and there's some type of wedding. There's some type of long-term commitment here. It's going to lead to a happy home. There's money here, okay? There's gain, there's finances is in check here, okay? The outcome is the Wheel of Fortune, meaning that the wheel is turning in their favor, okay? So it's all good. And around all this, we have someone who's stuck, okay? They're stuck and they're in a tower, okay? So that was the first card out. Spirit, can you help us clarify this tower? What is this about, Spirit? And thank you. What is this tower about, Spirit? Thank you. Yeah, it's a mountain to climb. All right? They created a mountain for themselves. I told you that somehow on some level, this tower seems like it's something that has to do with what they've done, the actions they've taken. Okay? They were wearing a mask. They were trying to create an illusion with the Seven of Cups. They were fake, wearing a mask, okay? And they were abusive with the whip. They kept doing something over and over, abusive, but it wasn't working. And it had something to do with love, or was against love, or the way things look with the bouquet here. Yeah, and there's some type of message. Again, this card here is the same as this one. There's new information here. That's all the writer do is deliver information, okay? And she's on her way, all right? This information has already been revealed, though. Spirit said this information is already revealed. It's in the environment, and at the bottom of that deck is the Ace of Swords. So it's out there already. And this could be the reason why this person is having a breakdown. All right, we have a King of Wands. That's the problem for this person. This person, yeah, that's the key. All right, this person has the key, and they're moving on. And that's what the problem is. Yeah, the key and the knowledge. I told you there's some information that's here. And something is over, though. There's an ending here. Somebody's putting an end to something. And the manipulation is here with this Fox card. There's an end to this manipulation. Why? Because there's a home here. There's stability. There's happiness. There's warmth. There's love. Yeah, love. This person is proposing marriage to someone here. Okay? And if I'm not mistaken, I think the doves mate for life. So it's a good connection. It's a match. It's a King of Wands and a Queen of Wands. It's a match. Okay? Down in the subconscious, there's a Ten of Pentacles. This is all someone can think of. Who's just thinking about this money? Time with the clock. Time and effort put into making this money. A lot of time and effort. Yeah. People are talking about it. There's gossip around. Somebody wants to cut something off, though. They want to end something. I told you with that Eight of Pentacles, they were doing something petty. All they can think about is how long it took, the time it took. They could have even been waiting on something to see this money accumulate first before they strike. They could have been looking at it that way. Yeah, they want you to take a loss. They want something to eat away with at you. They want you to take a loss in finance, but you're spiritually protected with the lilies here. So, you know, even with the judgment out here, Archangel Michael energy with the King of Swords here as well, and the outcome being the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, there's some type of spiritual protection here. And it's almost as if trust the flow. It's almost as if going with divine plans, okay? That's what the Wheel of Fortune is all about. It's where it's out of your hands. Not that it just fell in your lap. No, you've been doing what you needed to do, Divine Masculine, to take the appropriate steps to get to where you want. And the universe is saying we support that. Here we are. Things are unfolding. You are on your North Node. You are on your path, right? That's why you get the Wheel of Fortune, okay? So whatever it is, the moves you're making, you're doing very well, Divine Masculine. Keep it up. And you have a Divine Feminine in your corner. It's a really beautiful thing, okay? But in the recent past, there was a Ten of Swords. Somebody got stabbed in the back. A child is here. Somebody could have got stabbed in the back or ended something painfully, but they could have left a child behind, or a child could have been involved. It could also have something to do with the new start, but with this child coming out, I really do feel like there's star energy here as well. So there's some type of blessing around this child as well, even though somebody was wearing a mask and probably using a child, wearing a mask and using a child. But this star energy here is for the child. That protection, it could be family, it could be a health diagnosis as well. But something painfully ended here. It did not work. A health diagnosis of a child even. But somebody wants a partnership here, okay? Could have something to do with stability for the child, home, security around a child, and Divine Masculine. Okay? Something could have ended with him. Or he could have cut something off painfully, but a child was subjected to something here by someone else's doing, by someone else's mask wearing, by someone else's manipulation. Okay? Now that was in the past. It could have been a parent using a child or a family member, and this child could have got hurt in that situation as well, because we also saw the Three of Swords here. Or it could have been painful for Divine Masculine to make a move concerning his child. But there was a painful ending here. Somebody got stabbed in the back, okay? As an action or an intention, whoa, whoa, whoa. We have an Ace of Cups, and guess what flip? The Lovers. Didn't I tell you it was a love read? As an action or an intention. That's what's going on here. The clouds are parting, okay? So the sadness is drifting away, and the sun is trying to make its way out, okay? So in other words, whatever it was that held you back or held this person down, they're starting to see a better day. A better day is in the view. You understand what I'm saying? And they are in love, and this is the knowledge that's coming out. Well, this is the type of information that was learned, right? There's some truth around that. There's stability. There's happiness. This person's in love. There's security. There's warmth. There's passion. Yeah, there's the information back again. And that's what it's going to be about. Somebody's action, somebody's move, somebody's intention. That's what the information is going to be about. We have yet to see who this other person is. We don't know if it's a karmic feminine or karmic male, but there is another person here. Somebody is trying to propose marriage, and they're lucky with the clover. Divine masculine. He wants to make a long-term offer in the near future because he's in love. This is the commitment. The luck is on his side. We already saw the Wheel of Fortune. The clover. The luck is on his side. Those came out. That's his intentions. In the near future. Family could be involved as well. Could have something to do with family. There's some information that's coming out about it. And somebody either has to handle their own burden that they created with the cross here. You have to carry your own burden. Again, it could be spiritually protected. This is the third time we've seen some spirituality around this read. Okay, so the lens they're looking through, if we were to put on this person's glasses, this is what we would see. They're stuck. They're mentally stuck. They don't want to move past something. They don't want to see something. They're very comfortable in this energy, though. This could also be a way of stalling out someone. Like I said, I feel like they're trying to be a fixture. They're trying to maneuver their way and just stay put. So no one can move either way. Okay, with this Eight of Swords. That's the feeling I get. Okay? So, can we clarify that, Spirit? And thank you. What is this Eight of Swords? Why is this here? Whose lens is this, Spirit? And thank you. Family could be involved again. It could be a health diagnosis that they can't get past. Something could have happened to this person. Someone here is loyal, though, with the dog card. And in love with the bouquet. Told you it was a love read. And happy with the home here. Okay? A lot of warmth, a lot of love. And they're on their north node. Okay? With the compass. They're on their north node. And this person could just be mentally sick. This could be... But when I saw it earlier, when I saw the Seven of Cups in the reverse, and this tantrum, this could be mental instability. That's what the health diagnosis is. This person could literally be doing this to themselves by refusing to see things for what they are, by refusing to accept reality and trying to continue on, you know, or just staying stuck. You know, because we all can get like this in life around certain situations, but at some point, you know, you have to carry on. It's just what it is. As hard as it is, you know, you're still here. You have to carry on. Okay? And this person could have simply just made themselves sick mentally. Right? Anyway, in the environment, there's a Page of Swords. It could be a child because we saw this also in the past. But the Page of Swords can also stand for some new information, which we saw the book a couple of times and we saw the writer a couple of times. There is some truth with the Ace of Swords on the bottom of the deck in the environment. Everybody knows it. What is this? What is this, Spirit? What is this Page of Swords about? Somebody rolled the dice. Okay, on their security. Or somebody wanted somebody to take a chance, a risk, on their security. But the tower in this deck means security. Okay? So somebody took a chance on some information they knew. It was a risk to take, and it was against somebody's security, but it didn't work. They're still standing. See, this is home sweet home. This is where you put your roots down. This is where you get your strength, your love, your warmth. Okay? There's a lot of ambition behind that as well. Yeah, somebody rolled the dice. They were doing something abusive, right? And they tried to do something against your security. That's what the information is about. Yeah, your money. Okay? I told you deep down that's what they were thinking about, this money. Right? So they tried to roll the dice and take a risk to do something petty against your security and your money. But it didn't work. No, no, no. It did not work because you're still standing. So, hopes and fears, we have the judgment out here. Somebody has taken atonement for what they've done. Okay, with the star energy in the reverse and the 5 of swords in the reverse, they lost. Whatever it was they were trying to do to win at all costs, they lost. There's an element here of spirituality against or surrounding this situation, okay? And judgment is out here, okay? So we all have to atone for the shit we do. Whatever you do, you have to atone. Whatever I do, I have to atone. This person has to atone. All right, they're in a tower that they created. They created a mountain, a hard mountain to climb for themselves, trying to interfere or create some type of issue around someone who's having good luck, it looks like, okay, in a partnership where there's a lot of stability, a lot of love, a lot of warmth, money, right, with the finances and happiness. So I just can't see, you know, what the problem is here. But, you know, for them, whatever they thought they were going to do, with the King of Swords energy out here, it failed. This person is very smart, very intuitive, okay? And so this person has to atone for that. What is this, Spirit? Can we get one for the Judgment card? Because that is the major arcana out here with the star in the reverse. Yeah, it's public. It's public against the home. Okay, so whatever they've done, everybody knows. They were trying to do something sneaky and shady. They were trying to win at all costs against someone's home, someone's security, someone's happiness. With the Guardian card, it was made public, like I said, in the environment. Everybody knows it's public what this person was doing. Yeah, there's the information again. Yep. Somebody here has a choice, though. Okay? They have a choice. And we all have to, you know, atone for the things we do. We all have our path to walk down in life with this maze here. You have yours, I have mine. These people have theirs. Okay? It's choices this person made. They have to rectify that. Okay? That's between them and the divine. That's their life. That's their mess. It did not affect these people here. Divine masculine, divine feminine. Whatever your road is, whatever your divine plan is for you in your life, it seems as if it's going through with the Wheel of Fortune. And this person just has to deal with their own issues. They're going to have to deal with this tower. That's on them. What is the outcome of this Wheel of Fortune, Spirit? And thank you. Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, choice. Clouds are parting. Okay? It's a new day. All right? This person got a choice. Somebody here has a choice. They can either clear it up or stay in the dark. Right? And it's being seen with the magnifying glass, okay? So people know about this. And somebody's looking really close to what's going on with this outcome around this love and this commitment. This person is star energy. Someone here is carrying a star energy, okay? And someone's looking way close at spirituality, okay? I told you it was a level of spirituality, protection around this reading as well. And this manipulation is being seen, okay, with the Sly Fox. It can only go so far because it's over, okay? It's over for this manipulator, okay? Because it's being seen. And that's what the information is about. The Person don't like it. Oh, well. Down the bottom of this deck, we know there's an Ace of Swords, so there is some truth to this reading and what's coming out right now. Somebody is happy, though. Okay, Divine Masculine is happy. And somebody's unbalanced because they're in a tower. Temperance in the reverse. But there's protection here. Okay? There's divine protection here with the Seven of Wands. For a King of Pentacles, Divine Masculine. There's protection around what you want to do. The Wheel of Fortune is your outcome. Okay, Divine Masculine? This is your read. And you're happy. And there's truth to that. Okay? Yeah, tarot, something else, I know. Something else. So that's just that. I had to come up here and get this out. I really did. I was so beckoned to come and see what this was all about. So now we know. Take what resonates from this read and leave the rest. I hope you enjoy your day. I'll definitely try to bring another video. And once again, I am so pumped and so psyched for all my new subscribers. Thank you so very much. And I'll be seeing you soon. Keep walking in the highest of white lights and keep fighting the good fight. Okay? Peace.